whether I would had 1 foot out of the vehicle and 1 foot in, or both feet in and no feet out, or 2 feet out, no feet in. He took.
Alrighty.
Today, Junior?
Understand that 60 to 90 doesn't matter if the speed limit is 30.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something big, HorizonRP, our brand new 5M serious roleplay server. My team and I have been working hard behind the scenes to bring you an immersive and realistic experience like no other. In this video, you'll get a glimpse of some of the unique features that sets us apart. This is our first court case, so if you want to jump in and be a part of the action, check the link below. I hope you all enjoy this video as much as I did making it. Now, sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Judge, you ready?
Everyone settled?
Yep. All rise for the Honorable Judge King. Gotta butchered that.
Hello, hello. You may all be seated. Alrighty, couple of housekeeping things before we get started. If you would please make sure that if you are approaching the bench to speak, approach from the podium, and then make sure that your voice box is set to shouting, so that way we can all clearly hear you. And let's see here. Today we are doing the arraignment of Mr. Jebster Weezer. With that, sir, you have been charged with reckless evasion, speeding 26 to 50 miles per hour over the speed limit, failure to maintain lane, hit and run, grand theft auto, assault and battery of a law enforcement officer, and escaping custody of a government facility. You understand the charges that have been brought against you? How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Not good.
Not
Attorney?
guilty, Your Honor. Not guilty, Your Honor.
Not guilty. Okay, gotcha. With that, at the moment, as acting Attorney General of the state, until we get some more lawyers in, I will also be prosecution. We will start with opening statements from the defense. You may approach the podium.
Got stuff on the desk? Damn.
Hey, Your Honor. So, my client here, excuse me, I'm sorry. Jebster Weezer, he is pleading not guilty to these charges. With the evidence that we have, we do believe that he was actually unlawfully arrested on charges that were completely false and accusations when the police have no evidence or proof due to this situation.
Alrighty, is that the conclusion of your opening statement?
He said he has evidence?
Yes, sir. I would like to say also, without the evidence ever being collected, with this being said, there's multiple charges, and we would like to file a motion on a civil lawsuit against the police department as well.
Alrighty, that you're going to have to fill out a bench trial demand, and then from there, an attorney will sit down with the police department and file a bench trial response, basically acknowledging that they are being sued. Once that paperwork is filed, we'll put a court date on the docket and we'll send it to trial. But currently, that is a civil matter. This is a criminal trial.
Absolutely, Your Honor. I appreciate your time, and I will take a seat, but thank you so much.
Alrighty, at this time, the state would like to subpoena the arresting officer. Would Officer Parker Smith please come take the stand to my left? Alrighty, go ahead and state your full name for the record.
It is Parker Smith.
Alright, do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
So help me God.
Alrighty, Mr. Smith, is that fine?
Yes, good.
You are the arresting officer. Where did you pull over the defendant?
So the offendant was attempted to be pulled over on the drive in front of the courthouse here. There was a call that came in front, but the driver failed to completely comply and ended up taking off on.
Alrighty, and then after he took off, what speeds would you say that you were maintaining to catch up to him?
Roughly between 60 to 90 miles per hour, just to keep it in in line of sight on where he's at.
Alrighty.
Today, Junior?
Objection, Your Honor. 60 to 90 miles an hour is a very large range. With that being said, is there any evidence of a radar clock or anything that was saved or anything like that?
One moment. As far as your objection goes, you understand that 60 to 90 doesn't matter if the speed limit is 30.
So
The chase lasted for a couple minutes, so there is room between turns and everything like that. It's a fluctuating destination over the entire time of what I was driving when I was keeping up with him.
Thanks for clarifying. Does your objection still stand?
Absolutely. So he has no record exactly how fast he was going or what his top speed was. I feel like that's not
My top speed was
valid, no
103
evidence.
miles per
Sir,
hour
please
during the
stop
chase.
trying to talk to the attorney.
Yes.
Were you using pacing or a radar?
I was pacing.
Okay. Currently, your objection is overruled. There's been no evidence submitted other than officer testimony, so we're just going to have to listen to the officer testimony and listen to your client and see where we can go from there. Mr. Smith, were you the only officer who took part in this arrest?
Negative. Commissioner Newkirk was on scene as well.
Okay. And then, as far as the charges go, so reckless. After you managed to pull him over, what happened?
Well, I wouldn't say necessarily he pulled over. He crashed into a wall. He crashed into multiple vehicles, and at the ending point where where you see in the images within the citation, he actually crashed into a back of a tractor trailer semi truck, where rendering the SUV useless and inoperable to be operated anymore, and basically ending the chase right there. At the time, he then exited the vehicle and then started assaulting Commissioner Newkirk, at which time the taser was deployed and he was then placed in handcuffs.
Okay, so after he was placed in custody, clearly he was taken to the police station. What happened after you got to the police station?
Once I got to the Commissioner Newkirk was the transporting officer that took the offender to the MRPD station to be for booking and processing on a current arrival. He was already in his cell unhandcuffed, which to continue the booking process, we would have to take a mugshot and fingerprints of him, which at that time, when attempting to enter the cell, he forced his way through the cell, attempting to escape and flee out the front doors of the station, which he was then apprehended and handcuffed and then replaced back in the cells every time he was placed in a cell and then given the opportunity to not be cuffed while in the cell. He took the opportunity to attempt to flee, which at that point we then left the handcuffs on him for the duration of starting the process of our paperwork and booking.
I believe, let me check my document here. The vehicle he was driving, did he own it?
Negative.
Okay.
Objection, Your Honor. Actually, my client, that was a rental vehicle that he had purchased. We do have receipts for that and also email confirmation. So I do believe that the grand theft auto charge has no legal standing here.
Alrighty. Hey guys. I'm gonna take a quick recess. Everybody stay where they are. I will be right back. Alrighty. Are we all squared away? Sir, would you please get off the? Thank you.
Apologize. I was trying to sit down.
Okay, Your Honor, I'm back. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Sean.
Alrighty. Welcome back.
Are you still at work?
So, going through the list of charges, I think that's all of the charges at this point. We will open it up for cross-examination. Mr. Flips, you're welcome to approach the podium and interview witness.
Yes, absolutely. I appreciate that, Judge. Okay, so Mr. Parker, I'm sorry, Assistant Chief Parker, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, Mr. Parker. So I've got a couple questions here for you, Mr. Parker. I'm sorry. Do you have any recollection or any evidence showing how fast my client was going, or any evidence on what his top speed was?
By evidence, you got to elaborate by what specifically you're looking for.
Yeah, no worries. Do you have any? I know your radars are supposed to be clocked, or I'm sorry, not clocked. What's the word I'm looking for? Calibrated every single day when you enter your police cruiser and before using. Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, you did.
Yeah.
Objection from the state. Relevance. Mr. Smith has already clearly stated that he used pacing and not radar.
No worries. I was just seeing if you remembered his statement to see if he was telling the truth or not.
Alrighty, go ahead and proceed with your other questions.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that being said, you said you were pacing my client, correct?
Yeah, because I was chasing him. 'Cause
Absolutely.
He was failing to stop to a traffic stop.
Absolutely. And you said he did stop, correct? And you pulled up behind him?
At one point, which then when I was getting ready to leave my vehicle to exit to approach his vehicle, as soon as my door opened up, he took off.
Okay, so as soon as your door opened and you stepped out of the vehicle, or you were still in your vehicle?
I was still in the vehicle. At that point, it didn't matter. He was leaving. Whether I would had 1 foot out of the vehicle and 1 foot in, or both feet in and no feet out, or 2 feet out, no feet in, he took off on a traffic stop.
Okay, so you were still in your vehicle at this point then. So
Yeah,
with that being said, you said you guys were going about 60 to 90, correct?
that was me to keep up with.
To keep up with him. Okay. And you said that he had crashed this vehicle into the back of a semi truck or a farm truck, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
basically rendering the vehicle inoperable.
Okay, rendering my client's vehicle inoperable, or the farm
Yes.
truck inoperable?
No, his vehicle inoperable, and it wasn't a farming truck. It's a tractor trailer. It's a semi truck. It's basically
Okay.
one that travels long distances with the boxes on the back and stuff.
Yeah,
Separate.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So with that being said, why was none of this documented? Why was the tractor trailer or semi truck? Why was none of this and collected or in the evidence or the photos or anything like that? If you don't mind me asking.
Whether or not the driver of that semi truck stopped or not, our objective at that time was to stop him due to the reckless endangerment and driving that he was conducting when failing to stop. At this point, with him fleeing from us, I don't know what his objective is. I don't know what his mindset is at. All I know is he's endangering other people's lives. So my objective is to detain and apprehend him, to stop and control the situation, to understand what's going on. And at that point, when his vehicle became rendered useless, he was detained, and at that point, the investigation was started. At that point, the semi truck and any traffic on that side of the lane road was already vanished by the time we had secured the scene, secured the suspect, and started gathering evidence and conducting our investigation.
So you're saying that my client's vehicle was inoperable after he hit the tractor trailer, correct?
At that point, yes, but beforehand, he has hit a wall and a couple other vehicles on the way out. So a vehicle from hitting a tractor trailer, right, would not have just everything smashed. In an accident, a vehicle is smashed depending on where it's hit. So if he only hit the tractor trailer on the front, it would there would only be front end damage.
Okay, so you're saying that he only hit the vehicle, his vehicle in the front, or are you saying that he totaled the vehicle after hitting the tractor trailer?
What I'm saying is the vehicle was totaled when he hit the tractor trailer.
Okay, so his vehicle was inoperable after hitting the tractor trailer.
Yes, correct.
So, with you saying that you guys are trying to catch him from fleeing and eluding, allegedly, after hitting the tractor trailer
Negative.
and becoming.
You-
Okay, can you elaborate for me?
Let me revert back to again from the beginning. I got called to
Mhm.
a Grand Theft Auto in progress in front of the courthouse. Right
Okay.
on arrival,
So let me
there's
stop you right there for just a second. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna stop you right there. So you're saying my client did a Grand Theft Auto on a vehicle that he rented from the state and paid for with receipts and emailed invoices, and it was a Grand Theft Auto. Is that correct, Mr. Parker?
no, because he didn't have any rental papers on,
So it
and the
sounds
vehicle
like,
wasn't registered to him either.
well, of
And
course
when
not.
on
A rental
so
vehicle is never
if I
registered to
but
a
if
person.
you come onto a scene, right, a location for a call, and you have somebody that is erratically driving away from the location,
Well, hold
would you
on.
not try to?
Hold on, Mr. Officer Parker. I'm sorry. You said you showed up in front of the courthouse after my client had purchased and paid for a rental vehicle, and you pulled him, and you falsely pulled him over.
I didn't pull him over because he stopped. He didn't
Okay,
stop.
you said he was stopped or not stopped?
He attempted to stop, then or whatever you may call it, but he didn't. He ended up running away and being chased by two police cars until he kept crashing into things to the point where his vehicle would not drive anymore.
So this kind of sounds like almost like a corrupt cop because you were pulling my client over for absolutely zero reason when he paid for a rental vehicle from the state.
I have plenty of reasons. He
Well, reasons
for
are
one,
hearsay.
Get the fuck out of here!
So that has no evidence in the court,
how is
sir.
no.
Unless you have evidence, which I collected all the evidence from you gentlemen and from the
Hold up,
state.
hold up.
What are
You
you
have
trying to get
evidence?
at?
Hold on, one sec. Mr. Flip, you have evidence?
Yes, Judge, I do. I collected the evidence from the state, including the incident report and the evidence photos, sir.
Okay, then would you mind telling me why it isn't logged?
With that being said, Officer Parker, I do believe that I'm just going to kind of leave this here with the questioning. I do have another. Actually, you know what? I do now have another question for you. With the evidence that was submitted to the MDT, I would like to say, with that being said, the evidence that was submitted, Judge, I do believe that there is no criminal record or criminal offense that was submitted here. All the evidence that we have collected between the state and my attorney, or I'm sorry, not my attorney, my my client. Um, all there is a crashed vehicle that was owned to him and a rental. So I do believe that we have absolutely zero case, and I hope to file for some compensation or motion here.
Compensation will come after. That is a civil trial, as discussed before. And let me run your
I
own
know.
words verbatim back at you.
Yeah, y'all fuck
Um,
yourself.
That's Parker's
We have no case here, as in you and your client,
Bro,
or the state.
Why didn't he log any?
I do believe that the state has absolutely no case.
Bro, is
here
this dude
filed
throwing up the
against my
Crips
client.
logo?
Okay. And you do understand that officer testimony
Is
is
he?
admissible evidence in court.
Bro, why hasn't he been held for contempt yet?
I mean, with that being said, Judge, I mean, it's almost kind of like
Going back
a
out of
he
character,
say,
we're
she
recording all
say
this.
kind of thing.
Commissioner, would you please approach the bench?
Babe, approach the bench.
What?
Would you please approach the bench? Sidebar here. Do you corroborate your officer's testimony?
Yes, sir.
Here in a bit, do you think it would be fine if I got a signed statement saying that you do corroborate his story?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, we are going to be submitting his testimony as evidence.
Okay.
And it is corroborated by the commissioner of the police. You're welcome to call him a liar if you would like, but we are submitting it.
I'm just saying.
We have 2 officer testimonies saying that your client did what he is accused of. At least some partially, and from there, you know, the court has to examine all of the evidence, including what you've been asking him and presenting.
Absolutely, Judge.
Officer testimony is always
I-
admissible in court.
I'm just curious as to why the PD is withholding evidence as well.
What did he say?
From what I've figured out.
Let me ask you what evidence. You know, that's a very serious accusation. What evidence specifically is the state or LSPD concealing from you? You need to be precise and have, you know, reason to believe that they are withholding that evidence.
Yeah, absolutely, Judge. So before the court, before we came in to see you, Judge, I actually spoke with Officer Parker, and I told him out flat, and I'm sure many of these people can testify because they were all sitting there. Maybe a 1 or 2 juggled in kind of later in the court here. But I did ask this gentleman, Officer Parker, is there any video evidence or any photos that were not submitted? And I was told that they were not submitted and they can't be submitted for quite a long time, which would delay the trial.
You decided to go ahead and bring your client to court. He was being arraigned. You decided to go ahead and come and represent him through trial. You do understand that that police evidence, you know, clearly your client did not waive his right to a fast and speedy as per his amendment right. So the state complied. We went ahead and had a trial right in the moment. And with that, if the evidence has not been fully collected, if I'm correct, officer, and commissioner, you could correct me if I'm wrong, it takes a little while for that footage to render before it can be uploaded.
So
affirmative on that. It just depends on what SD card we use to get the footage on.
absolutely. So I do hear that. So why were the photos not submitted in the MDT and evidence?
Our evidence system, the whole police system database has been down for a little bit, and the functionality just came back up.
So, Judge, that is very relevant to the case. I mean, if you guys don't have evidence against my client here, there is no case.
Please stop saying that there is no evidence. As I have said time and time again, the evidence being presented is officer testimony, and here in a moment, the testimony from your client.
Absolutely, Judge. I just
So
don't
there
see
is
it.
evidence. So please stop saying that there
absolutely.
isn't.
I mean, there's a couple things in the evidence, but all there is in evidence, Judge, is a crashed vehicle from my client's rental vehicle that he
Okay,
purchased.
and then it will be up to me to decide whether or not it is admissible, and then on top of that, whether or not it is actually relevant to the case, and whether it does in fact prove your client as the person is doing it or not. That is the whole point of the court system. I am the judge. I am arbitering this whole situation, and I will arbitrate the evidence and decide whether or not, without reasonable doubt, that it was in fact your client who did it.
Absolutely, Judge. You know what? I greatly appreciate your time, sir. Officer Parker, I do not believe I have any more questions for you, and I will return to my seat.
Alrighty, thank you, attorney.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mr. Smith, you are dismissed. You may head back to the back part of the courtroom.
It says, "Thank you, Judge."
Hey, I got a question.
Go ahead.
Alrighty. At this point, the court would like to subpoena Mr. Jebster Weezer to the stand. Sir, are you all right? Sir, are you inebriated?
No.
You're giggling a lot. Are you certain you're not inebriated? Alrighty, well, with that, please state your full name for the record.
My full name is
I can't hear
full
him.
name is Jeebster Weezer.
See him shouting?
Jeebster, not Jebster. Gotcha. Jeebster. Must be, Middle Eastern?
That's
Gotcha. So, let me go ahead and ask, do you, solemnly swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
hey, honey, can you share your screen on Discord so I know?
Alrighty, with that, you have obviously pled not guilty.
No, I'm recording.
Huh?
I'm recording.
Oh.
I
Do you-
apologize. I've been continue.
No, go ahead.
I've been holding my shout muscle, but
Hang on.
I don't believe it's.
Okay, there we go. Alright, with that, you guys may return. Mr. Jeepster, at the time of the, incident, what were you doing when, Officer, Smith started to initiate the stop? Welcome to the city.
Can't hear him again.
Judge, I do not hear my client.
It's alright. I think you
Okay.
set yourself, there we go, that's
Okay,
better.
I see.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Okay, so I just flew in, and I just got a rental for an hour, and I just drove off, and that was just the whole situation leading up to the stop.
Alrighty, and, just out of curiosity, do you have state ID yet?
I do not believe so.
Okay. Approximately how fast do you think you were going?
Oh, I did not. I apologize.
No, you're
Um,
fine. Go ahead and have a seat.
I do not know, honestly. I wasn't paying attention to the speedometer.
Alrighty. Do you think it's safe to assume that maybe you were going a little over?
That's objection. That's speculation. That's...
Sustained. Let me rephrase. If you had to assume how fast you were going, how fast would you say you were?
Objections, Your Honor. That's speculation.
That is not speculation, that is just a question. I'm asking for a precise...
Your
I'm,
Honor.
a- I'm asking for a precise, guesstimation, if you will. As, like, if he had to
How fast does he believe he was
use his, inference skills to infer how fast he was going, that is not speculation.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. That's still speculation. That's guessing. Your Honor.
Overruled. Please answer the question.
sound like my
Can you
Judge,
repeat? Can
I'm
you
sorry.
repeat?
That's still.
Overruled, attorney. I've made my decision.
Your Honor,
Can you
please.
repeat?
May I speak? I'm sorry.
Go ahead, attorney. Approach the bench.
Your Honor, speculation is defined as
You're not about to hit me with Oxford definitions of the word speculation, are you, attorney?
no, sir. It's actually the guess to estimate, and also under assumptions, which that's speculation. That you can't say assume. You know.
I said.
That is.
Okay, let me rephrase the question, Mr. Jeepster. If you had to infer as to how fast you were going, what would that be?
Isn't infer a synonym for estimate?
I'm gonna return my seat, Your Honor.
Okay, let me ask you this. What was the posted speed limit on the road where the officer went to go initiate the stop?
30 miles an hour.
And you do not believe that you were going faster than that?
Wait.
Your Honor.
Repeat the question.
So you say that you are not, at the time of when he started to initiate the stop, you are not going faster than 30 miles an hour?
Did I say that?
I'm asking.
No.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. With that, now let me ask you, did you see his lights when he started to pull you over?
The police lights?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Did you pull over when he asked you to? Or when the lights were initiated? You understand that you are to pull over when those lights turn on. Did you do that?
Yes.
Okay, I've got 2 officers telling me
No, don't say
you didn't.
there.
We've got photos that...
Objection, Your Honor. My client was actually stopped when the police officer pulled up behind him and initiated the traffic stop.
You understand that initiation of a traffic stop begins once the lights are turned on, not when they manage to stop your client?
No, absolutely, Your Honor, absolutely. My client was actually stopped when the.
I too would also be stopped if I hit a car.
Your Honor, he was stopped.
So we're going to be having photos submitted showing that there was a car accident. Are you saying that you were not a part of that car accident?
Okay.
Objection, Your
What
Honor.
I am saying
he was pulled over.
that-
originally-
Overruled, let your client speak.
What I am saying is that
I'm sorry,
when
Commissioner.
The lights
Commissioner,
pulled, when the lights turned on, I pulled to the side of a road. Now, the rest of the situation is history.
It is admissible. No, it's not history. And on top of that,
whether or
rehashing
not
it
it
right
is-
now. That's the whole point.
Pulled over, and I was just in the car driving, driving.
Hey lads, today I'm gonna show you how to drive a car. All kinds of feelings, but like...
Continue to drive. But I continue to drive.
Okay, so you just admitted that you did not stop for the police cruiser.
No, I did stop for the police cruiser, but I continued to drive.
Bro, what the fuck?
You understand how this looks, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. I stopped for the police cruiser.
Okay, let's go back to, after they have detained you and placed you under arrest, they take you to the police station for booking. Did you try to leave the holding cell area?
Objection, Your Honor. Is this,
They let
relevant?
the door. They unlocked the
He's
door.
charged with trying to escape police
Oh my God,
custody,
they
so
used
yes,
to
this is
fuck
relevant.
me in this.
Is there any proof or evidence of this happening?
Are you allowed
Two
to say
officers'
there-
testimonies.
Are you allowed to say there was a
Excuse
witness?
me. Can I pull a witness, or is it too late?
Who would you like to pull?
EMS Mara McCarty.
Objection, Your Honor. They need to bring in a witness in prior.
If it's too late, no problem, no problem. I have no problem. I was curious.
The court will, in fact, admit it. But before we get to that, if you would like to go ahead and cross-examine the witness, you may do so now.
So, Mr. Jepson. So, when the traffic stop was initiated, were you currently parked out in front of the courthouse and stopped?
No.
No? Okay.
Yes.
And, yes or no?
No, I was not. I was not stopped when I.
Okay. You were not stopped. Okay.
Yeah.
And with that being said, were you following all traffic laws prior to the traffic stop being initiated when they turned on their red and blue lights?
Yes.
Okay, so you were doing the speed limit. You were stopping at red lights, stop signs, and all that, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. Okay. Sorry, Your Honor. I'm back. Okay.
All good. You may continue.
So,
I'm fucking
with that being
dying.
said, you were following all traffic laws. You had done nothing wrong. You had just purchased this rental vehicle, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you purchased that out in front of the courthouse from the state, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, perfect. With that being said, when they pulled up behind you, you did pull off to the side of the road on the right-hand side out of traffic, correct?
Yes.
And approximately how long did it take for the officer to open his door?
Why does the
you were
door
parked
opening
outside?
matter so much?
I don't know. I was not paying attention. I was facing forward. I didn't look backwards.
Absolutely, okay. Did the officer that initiated the traffic stop, did he command you to do anything like get out of the vehicle, shut the vehicle off, or did he just have his red and blue lights on?
He just has red and blue lights on.
Okay, so there was no, please turn off the engine, sir, please step
Nope.
out of the vehicle, nothing like that, correct?
Nothing.
Okay. And after the officer did not exit his vehicle, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did his door ever open, sir?
I don't remember seeing his door open.
Okay, perfect. So you said you had never turned around, you never looked back.
Mm.
You don't know if his vehicle door was open or not, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, did you feel like it was justified to go ahead and pull off because this traffic stop was not initiated for you, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Hey,
Alrighty. Mr. Weezer, you may go sit with your attorney at the
Thank you.
table. Alrighty. At this time, the court would like to subpoena Maura McCarty, EMS
You should get my
Chief.
number sometime.
To the stand.
Sit your ass down.
he makes me feel uncomfortable.
All right, you may go ahead and have a seat. Go ahead and state your name for the record, please, ma'am.
Mara McCarty.
And your profession.
I am medical director for our EMS.
All right. Do you solemnly swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Alrighty. The state would like to go ahead and ask you, did Mr. Jeebster Weezer, did you treat him for any medical injuries?
Yes, Your Honor. I got a call from Commissioner Newkirk about a suspect they had in custody that was involved in a motor vehicle accident.
Okay. And in your professional opinion, would you say that the injuries he had were consistent with a vehicular accident?
Yes, Your Honor.
How dire would you say the injuries were?
His injuries were pretty severe.
Alrighty. And did he say anything to you while you were treating him?
He had a lot to say, Your Honor.
All right, what did he say?
I believe he said "fuck you, bitch" to me as well. He was just talking to commissioner, and he was just he was being very obnoxious. Just the entire time I was there.
Um,
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I have an objection.
and your objection is?
If I am correct, I do believe that EMS Mari, is that your name correct?
Mara.
Mara, I'm sorry. Sorry about that, ma'am. If I am correct here, I do believe you have a relationship with the commissioner. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, I do. He is my husband, but my work and personal life have nothing to do with each other. I keep them separate.
I'm sorry, this isn't an objection. You can ask these questions during your cross-examination of the witness.
Absolutely, no worries. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Okay, overruled since there was no real objection. Miss McCarty, just out of curiosity, did you witness any of the his attempts to flee the police station?
Yes, sir. When I followed Commissioner back to the police station because he had some injuries that needed to be treated as well, but he was in active scene and they could wait for a minute. When I went to the police station, when they put him in handcuffs and everything, every time they took him out of handcuffs, he would attempt to flee the cell, which he did on multiple occasions.
The state has no further questions. Mr. You would like to begin your cross-examination?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna crush this guy.
You better. Motherfucker.
Mara, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Nice to meet you, ma'am.
Nice to meet you too.
With this being said, Your Honor, I do believe that the EMS that was called to the scene. Actually, I'm gonna rephrase that. One second. Mar, you do have a relationship with the commissioner. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. But as I previously stated, I keep my personal and work relations separate.
Okay. So, and you said you were following the commissioner and the responding officer back to the PD. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you did not treat him on the scene, correct?
I did not treat Commissioner on scene. No, I did not. He only had a few scratches that could be patched up at the station, but they wanted to get him there to get everything settled in.
I'm sorry, you said you patched up the commissioner, correct?
No, I haven't. I did not patch up the commissioner until we arrived at the police station.
You did not patch up the commissioner until you arrived at the police station?
Yes, because his injuries were very minor.
Okay, and what injuries did the commissioner sustain?
Objection, relevance?
The relevance is he's getting my client is getting charged for assault on a police officer.
Yep, gotcha.
So the injuries that Commissioner had on him, he had a laceration to his forehead and minor lacerations on his torso, and he needed stitched up for the lacerations on his forehead.
Okay, and I'm going to assume you did all these stitches and all the medical examination at the PD, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And why was this not treated at a medical facility?
The priority was getting the suspect to the police station, and if I didn't feel the urgency that he needed to be transferred to the hospital, I didn't transfer him for that reason.
So, are we saying that stitches aren't that major?
I'm not saying that his stitches were not major, but they were easily fixed in a sterile environment at the police station.
So, with this being said, you are the wife of the commissioner, correct?
Correct.
Objection, relevance?
I'm gonna bring this to relevance as I do believe that the witness on the stand and the commissioner, there is going to be.
Are you presuming conflict of interest?
May I say something?
In a moment. Attorney, are you presuming conflict of interest?
I'm presuming a conflict of interest, and also.
You do understand that both of the people here were both at the scene?
Yes, sir.
So
yes,
they both witnessed it. So therefore, they are separate witnesses.
Absolutely, Your Honor. The only problem I have with that is the EMS arrived after the scene. With that being said, uh, being the wife of the commissioner, I do believe that she is going to what's the word? I'm looking. She's going to be showing favoritism, as that is her husband, and they are, they're going to sleep in the same bed at the end of the night. With that being said, I do believe that this witness does need to be.
Your Honor, I would like to say that I am here testifying for Assistant Chief Smith instead of the commissioner.
Absolutely, ma'am. But I'm sorry. You did treat your husband at the PD, correct?
Yes, but I also
Objection,
treated your
relevance,
client.
lawyer.
I mean, the charges are against an assault on a peace officer, which does happen to be your husband. Is that correct?
All right, if you're making a point, get to it. We all have places to be.
Your Honor, I just do believe that there's going to be favoritism in this court.
Conflict of interest.
Conflict of interest and favoritism in this court with the EMS and the commission. Sir.
Well, it's a good thing we are, in fact, separate. Do you have any further questions aside from what you've asked so far?
No, Your Honor. That'll be all.
All right. You may go ahead and head back to your seat.
Yes,
Thank you.
Your
With that, Mr. Flips, if you'd like to make a closing statement.
So with this specific case, Your Honor, I do believe that my client is not guilty on these charges. He was pulled, not specifically pulled over. He did stop when the red and blue lights did come on when the traffic stop was initiated. With that being said, I do believe that the witness that did testify, I do believe that there was going to be favoritism shown towards the husband, also known as the commissioner. And as far as the assault charges go, without the responding officer or / commissioner that was on the scene, I do believe that that needs to be ruled out, in my opinion. With that being said, the evidence that was collected and seen through the court, I do not believe there is enough to
Convict.
convict my client.
Is that your conclusion?
Yeah, sure.
Alrighty. You may head back to your seat.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Alrighty. With that, if you all would please rise. Alrighty. Mr. Jeepster Weezer.
I can't stand that name.
On the count of reckless evasion, this court finds you guilty. On the charge of speeding 26 to 50 miles per hour over the posted speed limit, this court finds you guilty. On the charge of failure to maintain lane, this court finds you guilty. On the hit and run charge, this court finds you not guilty. On the charge of grand theft auto, this court finds you not guilty. With the charge of assault and battery on a law enforcement officer, this court finds you guilty. On the charge of escaping custody of a government facility, this court finds you guilty. Mr. Weezer, if you would please approach the middle stand. Not but 5 minutes that you were inside of the city, you are already flagrantly disobeying our laws. That being said, I do believe that this is a land of second chances. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
No, Your Honor.
Alrighty. This court finds that you will, in fact, pay a settlement to the state of $5,000. I will send you the invoice for that in a moment. Be paid in 7 IRL days, or this court will find you in contempt of court and take you to jail. we will put out a warrant for your arrest and try to find you.
All right.
As far as jail time, we will give you. Did you ever actually make it to the jail?
No. I mean, like to the court or to the station?
No, to the physical prison.
No. They just gave me a fine.
Alrighty.
We did hold him for like a good half an hour.
Half an hour. Alrighty. With that, we credit for time served.
Our fine becomes null and void once the judge charges you.
I'm sorry. If you could please keep your comments to yourself while I'm serving the authority of the court. We will give you credit for time served. We will take that as your time in jail. And with that, you will be leaving this courthouse, not in cuffs, but with a fine of $5,000. Again, to be paid in 7 days or face contempt of court charges. Anything from your attorney or counsel?
Nope.
Alrighty.
I'm just glad I ain't in jail, man.
Alrighty. And with that, court is adjourned.
Jeffster, come with me.
Man,
Come with me.
I just want to say.
Jeffster, come with me. Come on.
Oh, best fucking court we've had.
No, Wesley was the best.
Yeah, this was funny though.
Yeah.
Shooting Wesley was funny though.
Yeah.
This was like a real good official setting.
Did you get all the photos, Sonny?
Yeah. Taking some of you right now.
Yeah, perfect.
I hope you can't see now.
When I talk in front of people, I started shaking so bad.
You actually sounded really good though. You sounded solid.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're doing good.
And Commissioner, I just want to say I'm sorry for assaulting and harassing your wife.
I appreciate that. Hey, did you get my message in Discord yet?
Hold on, let me check.
It's an out of character.
Wait, what was the question?
No.
Okay, well anyways, just for the server wants to say thank you for everything you've done and the amazing roleplay that you've brought into the community on your first day in the server. As the server owner, I want to thank you and provide you with your own PDM vehicle of your choice. So whenever you get the time, open a ticket up and send me the car that you want.
Okay, bet. Alright, I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, not a problem.